And I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
Martin Luther King Jr., influenced greatly by the teachings of Gandhi, was believed to be the man who sparked the true possibility of black and white equality.
I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain.
His ways of protesting were strictly nonviolent, and his actions started a whole wave of protests for equality between different minorities. King led many historical feats, such as the Montgomery bus boycotts and the March on Washington in 1963. Many believe these tactics are what backed the whole civil rights movement.
The man in America who calls himself white. Islam had done that for them. Perhaps if the white man in America would study Islam.
Malcolm X had very different views than King. Malcolm, at first, fought for Afro-American superiority as opposed to equality. He did so violently when needed. Malcolm joined the Nation of Islam and climbed quickly up the rankings. When Malcolm realized the teachings of Elijah Muhammad were not necessarily correct, he broke off to begin his own sect of Islamic teaching, and with him went many of the followers. After Malcolm took his pilgrimage, he came back a new man. He viewed equality as key, and preaching an essential part of this transformation. The Ku Klux Klan was an organization made by racist extremists with the purpose to protect the rights and further the interests of white Americans by violence and intimidation. As if it was hard enough to live as an African American in the U.S. with the citizens' harassment, they were not in any way protected by the government. The police would find pointless accusations to arrest them and oftentimes display unlawful brutality against African Americans.
Starting today, we must pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and begin again the work of remaking America.
Barack Obama being elected president shows the true effect that the civil rights movement made on the U.S. The first African American president is a huge benchmark in the everlasting legacy of the civil rights movement. Even though we have elected the first black president, America has a long way to go to completely rid the nation of racism and continue building on the legacy of the civil rights movement.